Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda
Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Nityananda, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram
Jaya Jagannath Jaya Baladev Jaya Subhadra
Jai Jagannath Jai Jagannath Jai Baladeva Jai Subhadra
Jaya Jagannath Jaya Baladev Jaya Subhadra
Jai Jagannath Jai Jagannath Jai Baladeva Jai Subhadra
Jaya Radha Radhanath Shri Radhe
Jai Radha Radha Radhanata Shri Radhe
Jaya Radha Radhanata Radha Radhanata Radha Radhanata Shri Radhe
Jaya Radha Radhanata Radha Radhanata Radha Radhanata Shri Radhe
Jaya Nitai Gaura Sindha Nitai Gaura Sindha Nitai Gaura Sindha Gaura Sindha
Jaya Nitai Gaura Sundar Nitai Gaura Sundar Nitai Gaura Sundar Gaura Hari
Jaya Nitai Gaura Hari Nitai Gaura Hari Nitai Gaura Hari Gaura Hari
Jaya Nitai Gaura Hari Nitai Gaura Hari Nitai Gaura Hari Gaura Hari
Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada
Prabhupada Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Prabhupada
Tagore Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Tagore Hari Bol
Tagore Hari Bol Hari Bol
Hari Bol Tagore Hari Bol Tagore Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Tagore Hari Bol
Tagore Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol
Jai Shri Shri Radha Radhanath ki Jai, Jai Shri 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 Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki Jai, Shri Shri Nitai Gaura Sundar ki Jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Nitai Gaura Premanande. Sing
Namaste Narasimhaya
Namaste Narasimhaya
Praladayayine
Praladayayine
Hiranyakashipurvakshaha
Hiranyakashipurvakshaha
Shilatankanakalaye
Shilatankanakalaye
Itona Shingo Paratona Shingo
Itone Singho Paratone Singho
Yato Yato Yamitatona Shingo
Yato Yato Yamikatone Singho
Bahirna Shingo Hridayana Shingo
Singho Hridayana Singho
Narashinga Madim Saranam Drapadi
Madim Sharanam Prapade
Tavakara Kamalavare Nata Adhuta Shinga Lalita Hiranyakashipu Dhanabhinga Keshavadita Narari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare
Kamalavahare Naka Adhuta Singha
Keshavadita Narari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare
Keshavadita Narari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare
Jaya Lakshmi Nashinga Lakshmi Nashinga Lakshmi Nashinga Jaya Lakshmi Nashinga
Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha
Jaya Nara Hare Nara Hare Nara Hare Jaya Nara Hare
Jaya Nara Hare Nara Hare Nara Hare Jaya Nara Hare
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj
Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada
Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada
Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada
Prabhupada Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada
Shri Lakshmi Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki Shri Bhakt Prahlad Maharaj ki Go Premanande Hari Hari Bol. So we will sing Jai Radha Madhava. This song was inaugurated by Srila Prabhupada, and you'll understand the essence of Jai Radha Madhava is it can take you into the spiritual world. So in your own capacity, in your own emotions and your own realizations, try to sing it with the conviction of Shri Radha Madhava. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari Yasodhanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yasodhanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tera Manasari Jamuna Tera Manasari Jai Radha Madhava Punjabiyari Jaya Govindana Vallabha Girivardhari Yasodhanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yasodhanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tera Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Shri Radhe Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Bal, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladev, Jai Subhadra. Jaya Radha, Radha Radha Radha, Radha Radha Shri Radha. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. जय ओम विष्णु परमहंस परिव्रताचार्य श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णु परमहंस परिव्रताचार्य भक्त श्रील प्रभुपाद की आनंद कोटि वैष्णववृंद की नाम आचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्रीवता गदाधार शिवचरी घोर भक्तवृंद की श्री वृंदावन धाम की श्री नवद्वीप मणिपुर धाम की श्री गंगा माई की, श्री जमुना माई की, श्री तुलसी देवी की, साम भेद भक्तवृंद की, गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya. So where's our MC for today?
Hare Krishna, everybody. So I think Prabhu got it a little bit wrong. So the guest appearance is actually everybody. So unfortunately, our MC is not available today. So I have to fill two roles now. So thank you so much for joining us on this Friday evening. As every time I say, it's something difficult to make time. Some of you are just coming straight from work, but it's a sacrifice that matters. That's the most important thing. That sacrifice counts more than anything else. Because in life, we work so hard for everything else, but spiritual life, you also have to make the same sacrifice. Otherwise, they'll never be at the same level. So thank you so much for joining us. So our topic today is time, the eternal healer. So, if everybody, all the elderly people here, how many of y'all, put your hands up, right? Don't feel shy. How many of y'all think y'all wish we were young, back when we were young and small? And then the younger people, how many of y'all wish that y'all were more older and more experienced? Yeah, I see what. So the reality is, no matter what happens in our life, things are always changing. It's never constant. One day you're happy, next day you're sad. Everything changes. So that's why we decided to choose this topic, time, the eternal healer. So just to put this topic in context with the Bhagavad Gita, because everything is coming out from the Bhagavad Gita itself. So in the Bhagavad Gita, 11th chapter, Arjuna is talking to Krishna. So Krishna is trying to convince Arjuna, you know what? It is your duty as a soldier, Kshatriya, to fight. But Arjuna is such a humble, soft-hearted person that he don't want to fight. So Krishna is trying to convince him, and he tried so many ways to convince him. He gave him so many arguments. And then in the end, Arjuna wants to know, you say you sustain everything. As pearl strung on a thread, the Lord sustains and maintains, just as pearl strung on a thread, the Lord sustains and maintains this material world. So everything is in that balance. So if the Lord is that, He's a supreme creator, He's a father of every living entity. Now He's telling Arjuna all these things. Now imagine you got a friend, you're playing with your friend every day, you're fighting with each other, jumping in each other's back, and pulling each other's hair, playing hide and seek, catching each other. So you're playing so many games. But when somebody tells you that, I'm the Supreme Lord, and you think, no, man, this is not possible. So Arjuna was in this confused state of mind. He's trying to imagine the Supreme Lord is my friend. But then he says, but then, Krishna, how you sustain, how you maintain all these things? You're standing right here, you're right here with me. But how do you do all these things then, what you're saying you are doing? He was bewildered. He said, how is it possible? I'd like to see this. So Krishna said, you know what? I shall show you. But there's a difference between material life and spiritual life. Spiritual life, you have to work from within, from the soul. Material life is like dictatorship, do things like this, that way, rules, regulations on a material platform. But on a spiritual platform, it's based on love, feeling, interaction. And because Arjuna was lacking that, he couldn't see what Krishna was telling him. So in the end, Krishna had to show it to him. That is why he wanted to see, Lord, how do you do this? Then Krishna says, I shall show you. But you cannot see it, I will give you divine vision. I give you spiritual eyes to see this. Then you can understand. And then when Krishna showed his universal form, it was massive. It was gigantic with thousands of heads. And he was shining so brightly, like hundreds of suns glowing at the same time. And he's got this mouth, so many mouths. And all the soldiers in the battlefield are just coming into the mouth. Some of them are just getting crushed by his teeth. And Arjuna is seeing all these things and he's getting bewildered. Because he can see all the different universes. He can see Lord Brahma sitting on a lotus flower. He can see Lord Shiva there. He can see all this planetary system in this one person. And he still can't comprehend, how is this? So he was so bewildered and he was shaking. And then he said, Lord, I need to see your normal form. So in that process, while he's showing Arjuna this universal form of his, Arjuna asks him, who are you? Who you truly are? And that's when Krishna says, time I am, the destroyer of all worlds. But now, if you think of our topic, time I am, eternal teacher. Two different things. How is that? We saying one thing, Krishna said something else. But when Krishna was speaking, he's speaking about the material world. He is the destroyer of the material world. So let us look at time. What is time? You cannot see time, but you can see its effects. It changes everything. Mountains, your image. You were so nice and pretty before. As we get older, we get fat and ugly like me. So we always changing. Time is changing everything. But if Krishna is time, so he is the changer of everything. Everything is emanating from him. And that is what we need to understand. And then the material world is temporary. So Krishna destroys the material. So if we look at the verses after that, Krishna says, time I am the destroyer of all worlds. I'm here to destroy everybody here on the battlefield, except you, the Pandavas. Why? They were pious and righteous people. So in that way, that is their eternal benefit for being pious and righteous and loving and serving Krishna. So they chose the right side. So similarly, when we start looking with material eyes, we get so caught up in this material world that everything we base our life on the material concept of things. So time is an eternal teacher. It changes mountains, it changes people, it changes everything. You can't stop it. But it's like water under the bridge. Once it's gone, you never get it back. So this is the nature of time. But it is also an eternal teacher. When you take on the spiritual path, you are always learning. You're always learning on the spiritual side of things. So today's topic, we chose this topic here is because each and every one has been affected by time. We have been affected by Krishna in our lives. Some of us, we don't even know who Krishna is, but he's doing everything in our life. We're not accepting it, but he is there. He's making all those differences in our life. So that time has changed our lives. And here in this Namata, we want some devotees to speak on, how it helped them, how it affected your lives. Because not everybody knows and understands each and everyone struggles in life. We come here, we sit down, we carry on, we listen to Kirtan, we talk a little bit, have prasad, and we go on. But we're coming with so much of changes in our lives, so much of suffering, so much of things that meant so much for us, that the Lord made so much of difference in our lives. But we have to talk about this. We have to share it. In the end, we are glorifying him. The time that it took for us to get where we are is Krishna himself. And that is the mercy of the Lord. He is so kind and merciful. Even the people who hate him the most, he's even kind and merciful to them. In fact, he's more kind and merciful to them because he comes personally to engage with them. Like all the demonic, Hiranyakashipu, all the demons, Ravana, the Lord comes personally to engage with them. When we're battling, Lord, where are you? I can't see you. But for them, he personally appears to them and even physically touches them. So that is how merciful the Lord is. And in that way, we take this opportunity, we give each and every one the chance, time permitting, that, Let's talk about the Lord. Let's glorify Him. Let's say what He has done in our lives, how He has affected us, and how we can learn from each other and grow spiritually. Because just like we mentioned this before, it's like rain. When the clouds are far apart, rain will never happen. But when the clouds come right against each other, they come tightly compacted to each other, that's when the rain comes down pouring. And in spiritual life, that is how it works. When all the people get together with that spiritual energy, that spiritual mercy from above starts flowing down like rain, torrents of rain. And this is why it's important to engage in activities like this, get together in situations like this, because the soul needs that love. It needs that nurturing. This is a food for the soul. And the nature of the soul is to love and to serve. We can't love and serve ourselves. We have to take that love out there and share it amongst everybody. Let's love and share everyone, even our worst enemy. And that's the beauty of spiritual life. Even your worst enemy is your best friend. Because without having reversals or problems in life, we cannot grow. We cannot overcome our problems. Because we need challenges in our lives so we can grow spiritually. And that is the importance of spiritual life. It's not a smooth sailing road. You got its bumps. Sometimes you fall off the road, you get poked with the thorns. You come back online. So this is all the effects of time. And they say time is a teacher. Everybody who's got experience in your field, whatever, you got experience because of time, because of Krishna. Nobody else. Nobody else. You can't glorify yourself and say, you know what, I'm experiencing this and that and that. If Krishna takes away his time, what you left with? Nothing. So that is why every moment, Prabhupada should said, if you lose any moment not spent in Krishna consciousness, is your eternal loss. Because that time cannot come back. And every moment of our lives should be to nurture our soul. Because the soul is our eternal friend. That's our true image, not this body here. This body is going to leave us just now. As it is, it's packing up, the left knee is faulty here. The head is paining, getting tired quickly. All those things are symptoms of age. So it's going to happen. Whether you fit now, 10 years down the line, time will change everything. You may be, financially okay or whatever your situation is now. Later down the line, you got nothing. Or it works the other way around. So this is how time works. But the one constant thing in your life should be spiritual consciousness. Love Krishna, serve Krishna, think about Krishna, do everything for Krishna. And in the end, you will be with Krishna. And that is the most important thing. And nothing else matters. Nothing. Nothing. So, I'm going to call out some devotees' name. They volunteered to talk, to just say something. But if you can come to the front so everybody can see you and see how brave you are. So don't be nervous. So I'll call Ravin Prabhu. Ravin Prabhu. Maybe he can share some insight in his life, how spiritual life affects him, how it changes his life. Thank you for volunteering, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna devotees. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to Prabhu. But first of all, I must thank our Lord, Krishna, and then, of course, Miraben and Prabhu. Thank you very much for this Namahatha. Gita and I have been attending. First of all, the Gita that I'm talking about is my wife. So we've been attending Namahatha since its inception, and we are just down the road. So, and we know the family here, the Prabhu and Miraben, for a long time. So thank you very much for this. And we regard this Namahatha as a university, because I was actually born in a family that practiced the movement. But as I grew up, I was a gambler. So I didn't follow the route until I met Prabhu and this Namahatha. I said to Gita, let's go there and see what's going on there. And I was also told there's some special prasad. So I said, okay, that's a bonus. Anyway, I just want to, now, first of all, I must do a disclaimer here. I'm not an expert, so please don't ask me any questions on the Bhagavad Gita. But what I would like to just say to Prabhu, thank you very much, because I've learned some important concepts. And after having read the Bhagavad Gita, just the summaries, and this affected my life and actually changed my life for the better. And I listened to the presenters who were so eloquent, and one of the things one of the presenters said is that how do you gain knowledge? By just reading or association? And I sat there and I said to myself, hang on, you can read a lot of books, but until you associate with devotees in the Hare Krishna movement, you can learn human values, because you start engaging, you start talking, and you pick up the best from all the teachings from the Bhagavad Gita, because it becomes practical. So association with devotees, it was very important for me. And this actually changed my life, because you can see my height, I'm short. So I was also short-fused. So what happened is that I used to get very angry. And then I should say, you know what, I need to control this. And by attending the Namahata and listening to the speakers, I said, you know what, there are so many devotees here. And you sing kirtans, you do the chorus. There is no time to become angry. In fact, there's no time to make enemies. You just become friends and you become devotees, just like everybody. So in this way, I was able to manage my anger. So whenever I became angry, I thought, just before I became angry, I said, hang on, there's a mantra. Hare Krishna, help me here, right? Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare. And by just saying the mantra, I felt some peace. Like even this afternoon, as I traveled from work, you know what happens on the road. Someone just wants to bump you in this, we got this stop-go here. And there was a taxi that was trying to overtake from the left. And I said, no, I'm not going to get angry. I'm not going to angry, because I'm going to the Namahata and I'm going to practice what I've learned. So yes, I managed my anger. And then the other thing that I also learned was I was famous for finding faults in other people. I think I was a star there. But then, hang on. I said to myself, that's not helping me. By finding fault in others, the others have found fault in me. So I said, let me find my own faults. If I find my own faults, I can rectify that. So don't find faults in others, find faults in yourself. And then I realized, I think I can become a better person. And I believe I am. I have changed. So then I decided, hang on, I think I must start now reading the Bhagavad Gita, really. So each afternoon, a few lines from a chapter. I must be honest, watch TV. But then, a few more verses. And then I came across about the soul and the body. And I still couldn't understand. And then one of the presenters said, the soul or the body is just temporary, as Prabhu just said. So if the body is temporary, there's something starts the body. What is that? And of course they said it's a soul. And the soul is forever. So I said, okay, right, fine now. So what we do is that I'm spending a lot of time on looking after my body, but I'm not spending time on spiritual development. So what's happening? I'm losing out on the happiness that I can get by becoming more spiritually involved and associating with devotees. So that is why I said to Gita, let's go. Let's go to the Namahata. We close by, and besides, there's a lot to learn. And of course, then I said, no, let me now read a little further. And as there was one thing that struck me is about how individuals, and I was famous for this. You get up in the morning, you say, oh, I've got to go to work. Oh, I'm not feeling well. That's negative. But I've changed. I decided to do this. I get up in the morning and I said, what a wonderful morning. Doesn't matter if it's raining, but what a wonderful morning. Positive. By being positive, When I get to work, even if my boss has to shout at me, I'm still happy. But I said, no, hang on a second. You get angry, but I'm not angry. I'm going to enjoy my work. So, yes, Prabhu, thank you very much for giving us this opportunity. And I regard this as a temple of learning. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. That was awesome. Atisha Mataji, are you here? Thank you so much, Mata. Let's see if we can better Prabhu's. Just joking.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. First of all, thank you to Prabhu and Mataji for giving me this opportunity. When I reflect on my journey, I could say it was deep spiritual calling. But let's be honest, I think the prasadam played a big role there. Before I came to Krishna consciousness, I was caught up in the robotic cycle of life. Eat, sleep, study, repeat. And then after that, eat, sleep, work, repeat. And then ISKCON came into my life like a breath of fresh air. And I started finding answers to questions I didn't even know I had. Srila Prabhupada's teachings became like a cosmic GPS, showing me the route or the way back to Krishna. No traffic, no rerouting, just pure devotion. What drew me in deeper was the power of the Maha Mantra. Chanting Hare Krishna brought peace and clarity and a kind of joy that I have never experienced before. This year, I faced one of the greatest challenges in my life. My sister passed away unexpectedly. I was heartbroken and I was slipping emotionally. I didn't think that I could ever come back from this, but it was only Krishna's mercy that I was able to hold on. In those moments of pain, I turned to him. I attended Namahata, I attended Sunday love feasts, and also youth kirtans. And even when my heart was heavy, I still felt like he was there and I was able to see Krishna through it all. Every time I walked into the temple or I sang kirtan, I felt like I belonged somewhere, like I wasn't alone. And it taught me that you're never truly alone. You're always there, and Krishna always sends someone to help you as well. If you don't see it directly, he sends devotees in your life indirectly to change things and to help you spiritually. The problems in my life didn't disappear when I started chanting, but my mindset changed. I started seeing things change drastically in my life, and I knew that it was definitely divine intervention. Things that troubled me, and I couldn't personally change the situation. It couldn't have been anyone but Krishna. And the beauty of this movement is, when you feel broken, Krishna and his devotees are right there to help you. And we're all struggling some way or another, but always remember that you're never alone. And we're all in this boat together. Some of us are trying hard, some of us are just around, but always we're still moving in this boat by Krishna's mercy. And when we take one step towards him, he takes 1,000 steps towards you. By joining this movement, I found purpose and I found a family. And most importantly, I found a deeper, unbreakable bond with Krishna. Thank you so much for your association, dear devotees. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So, Nirasha Mataji, if you want to share your feelings, your thoughts.
Haribol. I had the privilege of being invited to this Namahata sometime in 2019 by Meera Mataji. And at that time, our lives were so hectic, thinking that on a Friday afternoon, fortnightly service, how are we going to make it? And with Krishna's mercy, it all worked out. And we're here regularly, trying very hard not to miss any Namahata program. So it's always been an arrangement of Krishna. My family and I, that's Raj and Satvika, would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to the Namahata for the wonderful role it's played in our spiritual journey. Through regular Namahata programs, Food for Life service, loving association of devotees, we have experienced spiritual growth. In our home, we have developed a stronger spiritual routine, deepening our understanding of the Bhagavad Gita teaching, and most importantly, cultivating a mood of service and humility. For me also, the past year has been very trying, where I lost my dear brother. And in this time of grief, I sought comfort in listening to Krishna Katha, in Kirtan and chanting. And that has really made a big difference. It's guided us through. Listening and discussing the pastimes of Krishna's teachings has helped me understand the eternal nature of the soul. That we are these temporary bodies, but we are not these temporary bodies, but eternal spiritual souls. And we are also part and parcel of Krishna and the Supreme Lord. In this, I found solace, and honestly, we are truly grateful to the Lama Sina Mahata, to Meera Mataji, to Mahaprasad Prabhu. We have found the spiritual family full of love and acceptance. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mataji. You're all too kind. We never pay your... Hopefully we paid you enough to say all those things. Raksha Mataji, if you don't mind, please.
Dear devotees, Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mahaprasad Prabhu and Madhurya Mataji, for inviting me to this really amazing Namahata. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Today I would like to share some key insights of 5 weapons with you that help transform my life, my Krishna consciousness life. And I'm using the word weapon because we have to nourish and protect our bhakti. This is our devotional kripa, which is in our hearts. It is the Bhakti Lata beach. So Srila Prabhupada had said that we must decide, do you want to stand in front of Krishna, which is with him, or do you want to stand behind Krishna, which is with Maya? So my first weapon is the role of Shiksha and Diksha Guru. When I first came to Krishna consciousness, my first touch point was His Grace Nrsimhananda Prabhu and Her Grace Madhuri Mataji from Johannesburg. So my journey started with chanting just 1 round. And every week, Prabhu and Mataji will increase those rounds. And it really, that encouragement and that love and that support made a world of difference. And Nrsimhananda Prabhu used to say, no matter what, you just keep chanting. The desire will come. The taste will come. So with those words of encouragement, slowly the learning started in terms of learning the beautiful bhajans, scriptures, and this developed an eternal relationship. As time progressed, I've come across such beautiful, amazing Shiksha Gurus that have really helped to boost me in my Krishna consciousness life. Over the last 8 years, His Grace Krishna Charan Prabhu and Her Grace Nirupama Radhika Mataji really brought me so much closer to my Param Guru in terms of serving. So there are 2 ways that we can serve a spiritual master. One being Vani, which is by instruction, and Vapu, which is in his physical form. The second weapon, which really is super amazing, is the association of wonderful devotees in this beautiful Namahata and is sanctified food. So I coupled sanctified food because when you are surrounded by beautiful devotees, this is in the mode of goodness, you are guaranteed of the decadent prasad that everybody has also mentioned, so which is in the mode of goodness. So Srila Prabhupada also said that if as devotees we always travel within the association of devotees, so that if you stray, someone will pull you back. Okay? Otherwise, if you're alone, there's no one to guide and help you on this incredible journey of Krishna consciousness. The third weapon is what is equally important is the study of our scriptures and Srila Prabhupada's books. These sacred texts are not just literature, these are living guidance that really helps us to mold our life. So the amazing books by our founder Acharya, His Grace Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, our spiritual masters, as well as senior devotees, are accessible in encyclopedias of information on the internet, on YouTube channels, online. So you can get access to this literature at any time that is convenient to you. So one of the key lessons I learned from these books is the whole concept of karma, action and reaction. And this really changed my life in the sense that whatever we do is guaranteed a reaction. So Srila Prabhupada also said that anything good that happens to you is the mercy of the Lord. Anything bad that happens to you is past life karma. So it just gives perspective in terms of what we do and the reaction that's inevitably coming in this life or in the next time. So this really gives me deep perspective and understanding. The fourth weapon is service. This is the heart of bhakti. Personally, I can say that service really opened up my heart. Whether it's decorating the majestic chariots for Rath Yatra, making pizzas, or driving the Lord, or driving His amazing devotees, cleaning the temple, being involved in various projects at the temple or at Namahatas, has really opened up my heart. And every act has definitely brought me closer, in terms of humbling me as a person, opening my heart to other devotees and other people in the community that may need my help. And so this really, really changed my heart. Fifth lesson is visiting the Holy Dham. This is an extraordinary experience to actually enact or live in the pastimes that we read about in our scriptures and in our books. So to visit Jagannath Puri in terms of the annual Rath Yatra. So last year I had an amazing or most extraordinary opportunity where there was 30 million people present. And you feel like the Lord is looking after you. So Sankar Sharan Prabhu was also there this year, and he can attest to that. You feel like the Lord is looking after you, no matter how many millions of people there are out there. So there's a beautiful pastime of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Sri Mandir. This is the main temple in Jagannath Puri, where Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stands to peep and against this pillar near the Garuda Stamba and to glance at the Lord. And as he puts his hands on the wall melts in ecstasy, and those fingerprints are there. So when we go there and perform this pastime and peep, just like how Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did so, you really feel like the Lord is with you. And it really is so encouraging and so loving. It's really unforgettable and extraordinary. Krishna is watching every effort. He's so amazed and really appreciates all the love and devotion that everyone extends to him. So wishing everybody all the best in your Krishna consciousness life. And remember that you can leave Srila Prabhupada, but Srila Prabhupada will never leave you. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you so much for all those inspirational words, Mataji. So we got our handsome Radhanath here. So Radhanath, please come join us. We see him singing kirtan and all that stuff, but we didn't hear him talk much. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Okay, So as Prabhu said, my name is Radha Radhanath, and while I was studying, Madhura Mataji asked me to give a speech, and then she said, hope I'm not interrupting. Meanwhile, she was interrupting. I'm like, okay. So then now, I had to come up with like a speech. So I wrote it down here on my phone. Well, I typed it down on my phone. So I'll start from the beginning of my journey of Krishna consciousness. So I was born into a Hare Krishna family. So this path was always a part of my life. But over the years, I realized that Krishna consciousness isn't something that you can inherit. It is something that you must choose and live with. Each of us has to discover that personal connection with Krishna in our own way. So as a child, I was always a little different because being a Hare Krishna devotee, you don't follow the paths as the normal children. Like you're vegetarian, and then you have to wear, well, you have a sika, and then they make fun of you and all that. So then I didn't quite follow the usual way of living or thinking, and I was more drawn to the pastimes of Krishna and his friends, the way their joy, their friendship, and their simple yet deep love for each other and Krishna. I used to copy what they did, and not just because it was fun, but because I wanted to feel the same purity and happiness they shared. So with this, I used to climb all the trees, jump from branch to branch. My father knows, so you had to make like a whole jungle gym. And then, what else? I used to catch the snakes. And like, oh, Krishna used to play with the snakes. Then I had like this little bamboo stick. I don't know. I used to play outside for like 6 hours with that stick, throwing it everywhere. And then, so now as I grew older, especially after studying the Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, I started to understand the deeper meaning of this path. Krishna's teachings have helped me to find peace and patience in my life. The Gita taught me that we can't control everything, but we can control how we act and respond. When we do our duty with love and without attachment to the results, life becomes much lighter and more meaningful. Now, as the youth Kirtan leader, I see how many young people struggle with questions, confusion, and frustrations about life and the world. But sometimes we feel like the world is such a horrible place, full of problems, stress, and chaos. But I want to remind you all that we need to stop thinking like that. Whether you are in the material world or in the spiritual world, you still have to serve Krishna and love Him and connect with Him through your actions. The only difference is in consciousness, in how you see and live your life. And most importantly, stop thinking that we should love Krishna just because He is God. It's like marrying someone for their money. It's not real love. Instead, ask yourself, would I still choose Krishna if He wasn't God? Okay, I got lost here now, wait. Would I still choose Krishna if He wasn't God? Would I still love Him just for who He is, as a friend, as a protector, or as a beloved? That's the kind of love that is pure, and that's what Krishna wants from us. So to the youth especially, unfortunately they're not here. Okay, there's one person there. Hello. Well, you're all youthful. You just, I don't know, do something youthful. I just want to say it's okay to question, it's okay to grow, and it's okay to take your time. But don't lose sight of Krishna. Keep Him in your heart through whatever you do, your studies, your work, and your relationships. Because Krishna consciousness is not about escaping the world, but it's about transforming the way you live in it. I feel blessed that at 21, I've been able to take these teachings and make them a part of my daily life. I'm still learning and growing, but I know Krishna is guiding me in every step of the way. So my message to all of you, especially to the youth, is this: make Krishna your best friend, laugh with Him, cry with Him, and love Him just for being Him. When you do that, you'll find that your whole life becomes fulfilled with joy, meaning, and peace. Thank you. Haribol.
Thank you so much, Radhanath. We didn't know you can talk like that, right? So, is there anybody who wants to say anything? Anybody? Cameron Prabhu?
a long way. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Okay, firstly, unfortunately I don't have a speech. So as I was walking down, Prabhu said, if there's some time, then I'll try and say something. So I'd like to maybe, the last time I think it was this year, around this time, we had this appreciation for Srila Prabhupada, right? And I know there's some new devotees here, so I'd like to maybe repeat a little bit of that. But again, stemming from what Prabhu spoke in terms of keeping with the topic, in terms of appreciation for Lord Sri Krishna, just to give it some sort of substance, one of the previous speakers also mentioned, there's a lot of questions, we probably don't ask ourselves. And when we get in touch with the devotees and you get in touch with Krishna consciousness, this is when many of those, that awakening begins, and there's so much of questions that you end up asking yourself internally, and you ask the other devotees as well. And one of the profound things I found was that, when you look at Bhagavad Gita, many times it's interpreted, let's say it's misinterpreted as being a 5,000-year-old scripture. And I'd just like to say that Bhagavad Gita was re-spoken on the battlefield of Kurukshetra 5,000 years ago. So Bhagavad Gita is not 5,000 years old. It was re-spoken 5,000 years ago. So Bhagavad Gita is actually eternal. And again, you'll have to read a little bit of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. This picture that we have here is amazing. Actually, this is what drew me to Krishna consciousness. It was actually the science of Srimad Bhagavatam, specifically the 5th canto, that actually drew me to it. And trust me, if you can understand this, man, this is something else. You could have like maybe multiple PhDs and, in different areas of science and maths, and this is still something else altogether. But coming back to what I was saying, in terms of Bhagavad Gita, roughly when we speak about Lord Brahma, when we speak about time, as Prabhu was saying, when we look at, so time is sort of calculated with reference to Lord Brahma, and roughly that's, Lord Brahma lives 311 trillion 80 billion odd years. And that's a long time. To him, it's just 100 years. Okay, so time sort of moves like a hourglass. Anyway, that's a very deep concept. But coming back to the name of Krishna, so you can't really sort of put a sort of date stamp on when creation starts, and then there's sort of preservation, destruction. You have the cycles. There's sort of like a checkpoint, but time is actually eternal. It's a bit hard for us to conceptualize that, because in the modern education system, we always learn that things start and things end, but actually, it's actually quite the converse of that. So you'll find that, but if we had to put a time to it, and let's say we're going with 311 trillion 80 billion years, that's how, let's say, old the name of Krishna is. So when we speak about a scripture like Bhagavad Gita, that is how old the scripture is. So this is not something that's, let's call it something that's cheap, something that's new, something, and more especially, when we speak about Bhagavad Gita, exactly as it was spoken, as Krishna says, Imam Vivashvate Yogam, being spoken to the sun god Vivaswan, and like that, the verse continues, Imam Vivashvate Yogam Proktavana Aham Avyayam Vivashwan Manave Praha. So Vivashwan spoke it to Manu, and then Manu speaks it to Ikshvaku, the first king, and in this way, this Bhagavad Gita is coming down. So if we go right at the beginning, spoken to the sun god, being spoken 311 trillion 80 billion years, exactly as it was spoken, is exactly as it is today, as it is. Now that is something really profound. Because normally you find during the course of time, things change, and over time there's a whole lot of misinterpretation and perception, and next thing you realize, a couple years down the line, what was originally there, or something that was supposed to be authentic, is completely different from what was originally there. So that's the sort of, so when we're speaking about Lord Sri Krishna and we're speaking about Bhagavad Gita, that is what we are. We are the fortunate few. You know, Prabhupada, when he speaks about this, because generally when we, in the material world, everything is about numbers, So it's like, if you're into something bigger, there's a whole lot of followers and that type of thing, that's considered, the in thing, everyone should just kind of move in that direction. And Prabhupada defeats this point and he speaks about the moon and the millions of stars. And he speaks about how important, even so the moon is another star, but in comparison to all the other stars don't have much relevance or much effect on our lives in comparison to the sun and the moon. So even though they may be one or two out of the billions of other planets and stars out there, they are the ones that are actually of benefit to us. So it's actually quite the opposite. We are the fortunate few. If you look in terms of the education system, just to sort of have a little comparison, you find as you move from primary school to high school to diploma to degree to honors, masters, PhD, the number of people that go to the higher studies gets fewer and fewer and fewer and fewer. So like that, this science, this is the absolute truth. This is the ultimate science. And we are the fortunate few. By the blessings of Srila Prabhupada and the previous Vaishnava Acharyas, through this disciplic succession, you'll find that this message of Bhagavad Gita has been preserved authentically as it is. And and I think I overstayed my stay. And that is why I was afraid to take the mic. But so all glories to Srila Prabhupada and all glories to the wonderful Vaishnavas. And thank you to Mahaprasad Prabhu and Meera Mataji for accommodating us and opening up their hearts and their homes to us, and bringing all of us here together. That is just absolutely priceless and excellent service. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
So Cameron Prabhu is a teacher, and next class is going to be based on a planetary system. He's very well versed on it. So Prabhu, just prepare. There's only marking of papers, and then after that you're free. We know that, right? So we've actually, Rasaraj Prabhu, you want to say something?
Hare Krishna, everybody. So the title, from what we can see here, is Time, I Am the Eternal Teacher. So if you break it down, for us as the living entities, time is actually every single breath that you take. And we don't realize it, that in the 24 hours, if you look at that clock, there's a number 12. So 24 hours in the day, but there's only 12 numbers. Because 12 times 2 is 24. And that's the duality of life. Not many people have this. We have the 6 relationships, which we call rasas. But the scientists have understood that in your brain, there are 12 lobes. We call them the duodenums. And this rasa of the 6 relationships actually means the reticulating activation system. This time is actually your soul. We may live for 50 years or 60 years or 80 years or 90 years or 100 years. Every time you breathe in and breathe out, a few seconds is gone. So therefore, in the essence of Krishna consciousness, it is Jivera Swaruphaya Nitya Das. Try not to waste a single second. Try not to waste a single minute. Try not to waste a single hour. And try not to waste a single day or a week or a month or a year. Because this is what the essence of Krishna consciousness is. That can come at any time. And that's the whole perspective what Srila Prabhupada is doing. Prabhupada used the word spiritual earlier on. But English is a very nice and strange language. You can break up the words, like in that one. teacher. So if you break it up, the first part is T. And then the second part is chair. I'm sitting on the chair. But actually it means T and then the word H-E-R, hair. So T for her. So all glories to Srila Prabhupada's good wife. Ask me why. Because Srila Prabhupada's wife would be classified as H-E-R, her. And she was famous for what, Prabhu? I was reading it earlier on today. For tea. If Srila Prabhupada's wife had not taken his books to buy tea, would we have bhakti? So all glories to Srila Prabhupada's wife. Sometimes we look at things in another way. So therefore they say, Tad bini prarpatena pariprishna sevaya upagdeshanti janaka tattva darshina. So the self-realized soul. That is, I'm not saying I'm elevated, but that's my realization. Sometimes we say good wife, but you may have a bad wife. It's a good thing. We're all not lucky like Mahaprasad Prabhu. Every morning he gets up, he says, Mira, Mira on the wall, who's the beautiful of them all? So we'll end there. I think the essence of what I wanted to contextualize this, we have younger devotees. We are younger and middle-aged and older in body. The soul is eternal. And the soul is Satchit Ananda Vigraha. But I think my message to everybody is, use your time graciously. You would understand the Vaishnavas, as you get elevated in Krishna consciousness, this material realm will not mean anything to you. And more essence will be chanting more, reading more, and taking association. So, when we came to 9, I am mad, was it? Oh yeah, 9, I am mad street. That's where you get the mercy, La Mercy. You didn't get that joke, right? Hare Krishna. Mad for Krishna consciousness. Hari Bol.
Thank you so much, Rasaraj Prabhu. So we'll stop here because of time. So we are known as a birthday namata. So, sorry? So we got a few announcements. It's a long composition here. I'm joking. So on the 16th of November, we're having our love feast at Shri New Jagannath Puri Temple in Phoenix. So we'll appreciate each and every devotee to please make some time and come and join us. Try and imagine you preparing prasad for all the devotees. So, it was a conversation between Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati, where Lord Shiva says, you know what? The greatest service is to serve the Lord's devotee. But then he says, no, man. Greater than that is to serve the servant of the Lord's devotee. So, das, anudas. So, we be a servant of a servant. So, in this way, we will be preparing the love feast for the devotees that's going to be attending the program on Sunday. So, it's actually an honor, and this is a way to actually grow in spiritual consciousness, to grow in our spiritual life by serving. Because that's the nature of our soul, to love and to serve. So on the 16th, we should be there by 7, but the devotees say about 7:30, 8 o'clock. I was going to say 5 o'clock, but then we'll be there a lot. So on the 15th, we'll be preparing stuffs to take to the temple for cleaning vegetables and preparing all that. So we'll announce a day on the times at later on in a Namata group, around what time we'll meet here so we can do all the cleaning for the preparation. So on the 7th of December, we plan on having our year-end appreciation function. If everyone can remember who was there, we had a good time at the Goshala. So this year, unfortunately, the Lamasi Hall is booked, so we're looking for another venue. We will announce the venue in the Namata. And if you got any ideas, a venue that can take about 120, 150 people, please let us know. And then one of our devotees who come to Namata, Rohan Prabhu, his sister is not well. Her name is Samantha Naidu. So most of you all don't even know her, but just the name itself will help. If you can just think about the soul and pray for her, we'll truly appreciate that. And then we come to the main part. Sorry. Oh, that is awesome. So we got 3 birthday people. Sushila Mataji, Sushi Mataji, and Alice Mataji. If you can please come forward, and Suvir Prabhu. I don't know when his birthday was, but Tuesday. Thank you, Prabhu. So you over here, you can't hide your birthdays, right? We come to know about you. So please come forward, Prabhu. Mataji. So I'm not much. I'm going to hand the mic to Rasaraj Prabhu because I'm not MC material.
Hare Krishna. So, the reason we Vancha kalpatarubhascha kripa sindhubhavacha patitanam pavinabhyo vaishnavibhyo nama. So we will benedict these devotees on their birthday by singing a song. And it follows. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. For they are jolly good devotees, for they are jolly good devotees, for they are jolly good devotees. And so say all of us, Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur. So, you each can say something for a few seconds. We'll give it to the tallest person first.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Is mic on? Is it on? Oh. I didn't tell anyone it's my birthday, but I'm here somehow. So thank you to everybody. I really appreciate it. I don't really celebrate my birthday because I don't really care about it. But but spending time with people in Namahata, that's what I want to celebrate, and that's why I think I'm here. Yeah. So thank you.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees.
Hare Krishna.
I just wanted to take a moment to express my gratitude. Krishna consciousness has truly transformed my life. It helped me see how every moment, every person, and every act of kindness is connected to Lord Krishna's mercy. I'm especially thankful for the association of all you dear devotees. Your care, your service, and your dedication constantly reminds me of Lord Krishna's love and compassion. The cake that Meera Mataji baked for our birthdays is not just a sweet offering, it's a reminder of how Lord Krishna's love comes through his devotees. Being in the association of devotees inspires me to keep growing, serving, and remembering Lord Krishna in everything I do. Thank you all for your presence in my life. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. I think I'll speak the least. I'm the oldest here. They're young, so they can talk. Firstly, thank you very much to our host. Thank you for the second time celebrating my birthday here. That's all I can say. Thank you so much for your association in my life. It's my second birthday. I'm celebrating after my Prabhu left. And Meera Mataji has been such a supportive person. She's like a daughter to me. Thank you so much. Thank you, Hare Krishna, dear devotees.
Okay, so cut the cake. Yeah. So who you want? Maybe you all can hold it. Steve, hold it. One person hold the knife, the other person hold the.
Hare Krishna to you.
Hare Krishna to you.
Krishna Krishna to you.
Hare
Hare to you. Hare Rama to you.
Hare Rama to you, Rama Rama to you, Hare Hare to you, Hare Krishna to you, Hare Krishna to you, Krishna Krishna to you, Hare Hare to you, Hare Rama to you, Hare Rama to you, Rama Rama to you, Hare Hare to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay, so the next part of the program will be Kirtan, Arati. Is there anybody in the congregation who would like to do Arati? Oh, Mataji. Okay. Who's singing? So you can come forward, bro. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Govinda.